The people, they struggle a lot with this decision of taking 1 year apart, a lot for family and friends pressure.
My parents still don't understand why I do volunteering. What I realized that I want to finish my whole life goals until I was 30.
Volunteering literally changed my life, changed my path in life.
Welcome to the Volunteer Support Podcast, brought to you by the European Union's co-funded project Promptus EDU, a collaboration between associations Audis Out Mori and Building Bridges.
Welcome to our podcast. My name is Gabriela and I'm excited to dive into this topic with you guys. And today our topic is stopping my life for 1 year. Is this productive? We will explore human emotions and raise philosophical questions as the person is planning to go abroad to volunteer. Is taking a break will be productive? Can this lead to deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us? Let's embark into this journey together. And today we are recording with me and Tadas.
Yes, hello. We are from Association Audis Out Mori.
And Luisa and Antonio.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we are the ESC coordinators of Asociación Building Bridges based in Spain. So we are very happy to explore this topic with you.
So, time. Time is the most precious currency in our lives. And often it's viewed as something to be spent wisely and productively. So, why would the person, let's say, stop their life for 1 year to go abroad? What is your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, I think that the people, they struggle a lot with this decision of taking 1 year apart. A lot for family and friends pressure, right? Because we are speaking about a program, and normally volunteering is done by young people. That, in case of European Solidarity Corps, is from 18 to 30 years old. And I think especially in this age, like the time feels like, if I lose 1 year of my life, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to come back home, and nobody's going to stay the same, and I'm going to miss out, as we were saying before. And also the family pressure, right? Like for some people, I guess it's hard to explain to their parents, like, I'm going to be 1 year abroad and I'm not going to be earning money. And I think for some families that's difficult to understand.
I could share my experience. So I had a classmate that skipped one class to be able to start university 1 year before she had to, just to be able to be in some program. So it's like even like quicker living, and so that pressure, like for some people it's more, for some it's less. It depends on the parents, on the environment. But the structure that you have, like okay, you are going to the kindergarten, then to the school, then it should be some university and so on. So, and then this is not in the structure. Like it was not like 30, 50
No.
years ago. It was not like the volunteering experience is quite new. In some countries we have like volunteering experience that was mandatory, so that's like not volunteering that we know that should be volunteering. So, and people just probably don't know what they will learn during that year, if it will be useful for their lives. And usually we don't know what will be happening in our lives, what experience will be valuable, what experience will not be valuable. And later on in the life, then we can have that puzzle and understand, okay, this part of my life was useful for this and this for that. So
I think that maybe it would be important to understand what does it mean volunteering, or what does it really mean going abroad for 1 year, and change a little bit the idea of production we sometimes have in mind, and maybe change the point of view and understand that there are a lot of things that can be productive, that can give us experience, that can make us able to grow as person, and maybe changing this point of view and seeing a volunteering project as something bigger that it looks like sometimes, it can be a great uh, point of start to understand that this can be a really productive activity because it can make us able to see the world with different eyes, learning a lot of things, and also make us able to come back home with a luggage full of experiences. And this is really productive. So I don't know, maybe sometimes people just have to change a little bit the point of view and don't see everything like a waste of time when we are not talking about a work, like a job. Like there are lots of things that can make us growing up that have their values. And volunteering is one of these.
I completely agree with the point of view that volunteering is not very well understood. And at least in my country, I live in Lithuania, my parents still don't understand why I do volunteering. I'm volunteering for now it's 4 years that I'm volunteering, I'm spending time. And my grandmother still, but you are not getting paid. Why are you going there? It's still a very foreign concept. And the pressure is real to like assure them that you're really learning something or so on. So it could be related to that. But to the question, let's see, it stopped my life for 1 year. I don't think it's stopping your life. When you go abroad, you learn new things. It's like the opposite. You usually feel more alive as you're learning things. But I do realize how it could be feeling that you are stopping your life. For example, if everyone around you is following the pattern that they are going to school, the university, then they are going to find a job and the career, and after that they are creating family and the kids. So it's like a pattern. And so in a sense, when you are choosing to look around, to take time to explore other opportunities than this pattern, yeah, it might feel like you are stopping your life, you are not following your path or something. But I think it could be a great opportunity to look around and not to put yourself in this small box, one pattern, one way of living. And to be sharing my experience with the rushing, for me it's very real. I really want to establish my goals and so on. And I felt this rushing in my friends are like they are going to school, then they are going to bachelor's, then master's, then PhD, and this pattern seems very clear and kind of safe because everyone doing it. So I think it's the correct way of living. And it also like doing master's, doing PhD, it sounds cool. I want to be cool, no? So and it's so I kind of understand. It seems safe. It seems like known path. It's achievable and so on. But what I realized that I want to finish my whole life goals until I was 30. Until I'm 30, I have bachelor's. I want to achieve masters. I want to achieve PhD. I want to have family and so on. But what's after that? So what's after 30s? And usually in this society we hear, oh, what do you want to do until your 30s? But the life is longer than that. We don't have to put that much pressure. And when you step back and think, okay, during my lifetime, like lifetime, I don't know how much time we have, no? Maybe 80 years, maybe 100 years. During my life, would I want to go 1 year abroad to explore and learn and create these new connections, have this experience? I think for me, it would be a yes. And when you think, okay, what would be the best time to do that? Is it now? Maybe you don't feel like, okay, now. But would it be better than you are in relationship? Would it be better than you having a family? Probably not so much. When you're doing your PhD, or probably not. So maybe now it is a good time. You can consider it, no
Mhm.
pressure, but it's good to have these thoughts in your head.
Yeah, I agree. The
Yes.
perspective that you showed with 80 years old or 100, what it means like the 1 year, just a small part of that, and it can have like quite strong impact on how you feel about the life, what you will understand. Maybe you will change your path of life, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like um, this 1 year thing, and it's not also for the time. It's because, as Gabriel said, like we have these paths that are like fixed, and I think what influenced a lot of people is like the fear of breaking that pattern. In my case, I went to volunteering after my university, but it's true that I did all the previous steps before. And then just after university, I was in a moment of, okay, now what? And then it's when the volunteering opportunity came up, and I decided to go for it. And yeah, and as we said before, like it's also the things that volunteering gives to you, they are like not they're not always like monetary. They're like not economic, but sometimes they are too. Like sometimes when you are volunteering, you are also developing a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge that they will be definitely useful for your future. So, for example, I was volunteering teaching English and teaching Spanish to little kids in the Czech Republic. And of course, now I'm not a teacher, but sometimes I give trainings. So I gain all these skills of talking in front of people, of managing certain situations, conflict resolution. So there's a lot of things that volunteering provides to the person that is volunteering. So in that sense, of course, it's not stopping your life for 1 year. I think it's more like the fear that some people may have of breaking these patterns, right? Of school, more school, and then working, and that's it.
I was thinking that also sometimes 1 year seems a big amount of time. Like wow, 1 year. And overall, when we are young, we want to do a lot of things, and we are inside this fixed pattern. We have to follow among all those steps you were mentioned before, and suddenly you see 1 year volunteering, blah blah blah, and this sounds like what 1 year. It's a lot of times, and after you go abroad for 1 year, you came back, and maybe you don't want to came back, or you are thinking about, oh, it went so fast. Oh my God, it's already ending. I don't want to end this now because I feel like I'm already starting to learn. I'm already starting to enjoy the experience. And I had this kind of feeling like before, time was to me like bigger. Like, oh, it's a lot of time. And after I started seeing time running away, and sometimes we had these opinions too from some of our volunteers that are abroad, and they tell us that it went so fast that they didn't thought they was going to finish so quickly. Some friends of mine too that before leaving were, oh Luisa, I'm going for 6 months abroad, I'm afraid that I'm losing my time, I'm afraid I would be too long without seeing my family. And after I was talking with them, and they were saying that, oh no, it went so fast. I didn't lose anything. I was learning. I'm a new person, or maybe you just are an enriched person, and time just flew away. But I don't know. Sometimes when we are young, 1 year seems like an eternity. But as Gabriel was saying before, life is much longer. We can have the whole time of the world to think about how to rethink our lives and how to rethink our experiences, and maybe sometimes changing our path. It doesn't mean to stop, but just a change. A changes can bring a lot of things that can be very positive and productive.
Yeah, I would like to bring up one little anecdote of how volunteering really changes lives about our colleague Juan. Hope he's listening to us right now. Our colleague Juan was an engineer. He was working in Madrid. He was designing airplanes. Right, he was in a very good company, his engineer job and everything. But he was about to turn 30 years old. So then he knew about the European Solidarity Corps, and he saw that the age limit was 30 years old. So he said, I want to take this opportunity. After this year, I will not be able to do it. So he went to Croatia. He was like in a little island doing some ecological project. And after this experience, he decided that that was this non-formal learning, working with volunteers things was what he wanted to do. And now he's working with us. He left all his engineer job. He was, having like a more normal life. Like I'm quoting with my fingers. uh, so yeah, just this experience really changed his view of what he wanted to do. So in his case, it's not just that he lost 1 year of his life, it's that he found something that he really wanted to do for his life.
So I'm hearing that we are redefining what is productive, what is not productive, and so on. So that it's broadened our view, what could be done, and so on. So when I'm thinking about is this productive, is this a waste of time? For me, it kind of gets in my head. It's all depends on your values and goals, and if this is in line with your goals or not. uh, it could be hundred of ways I can tell you why is it productive, or why it's beneficial for you. Let's say, yeah, you get to know new culture, you get intercultural experience that will be good for your job. It's a good working experience for your career, and it's good opportunity to develop English skills or build new connections, and just super fun. But if it's not in line with your goals, with your what you want to achieve during your lifetime, this all could be a waste of time for you. If you are not doing what you want to do, even though it's good, it can be a waste of time. So you have to ask this question: is this aligned with my future? Is this aligned with my goals? And yeah, I think it's really important to ask this question. It's better to do it now, to ask these questions, than when are you in sunny Spain, or when you are in a green Lithuania, already abroad.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I remembered the talk with one participant from youth exchange that we organized with Audis Mori. So what happened, like, it really depends. Like, these youth exchanges and the volunteering experience can be very helpful. But that particular participant was open enough to share that she understands that she is running away with these projects, because I don't remember the exact number, but it was like around 50.
I think it's even more.
Even more than
Wow.
50 youth exchange, some volunteering experience. Some trauma happened in her life. I don't remember exactly. Maybe
There
she
was
didn't share.
car accident, but we don't have to share
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't matter. But like, with this kind of situation, maybe you don't know how to return to your normal life, and you don't want the normal life, and then you are running away. So this is the counter argument to just go to volunteering. Maybe you should check on yourself what is the best for you. Maybe you need to go to psychologist, psychotherapist to solve some problems, to just not run away whole life with some activities. Like, because when you're going with volunteering, the environment is different, the people is different, and you have different life. But then still you have to come back to bring something to your life.
It's a very important topic. I feel like it's a lot of things to talk about, and I know that it is planned in our podcast series with the name that is this: Are you going abroad, or are you running away from your life?
Oh.
So we can discuss it more, but I completely agree that you should question your decisions. You should question that for sure. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that this came up, because of course we were speaking about the subject as as everyone should do it. And yeah, probably not. I have a friend that doesn't like to travel. He lives in one city, and in summer he goes to one little town in the shore, and that's what he wants to do. And I say, hey, let's go to this place. No, no, I live in this city and I do my holidays in that city. That's what I do, and he's perfectly happy. So yeah, of course, maybe volunteering is not for everyone, but I would invite everyone to do this reflection, right, and to see what's there for them. And if that's the case, of course, we are here to accompany, to go with them in this journey.
I
Of
would
course.
recommend to try at least once or twice. Like the 50 and like that huge number is just crazy. But like just try one or twice and then you will see if you like it. Because if you are just living in one small city and the other city is for your holiday, then you can't imagine if this volunteering experience is useful for you or not. You don't have the context because other people's stories is not that strong experience for you. Like you have to feel yourself how you feel in this.
Yes.
I think that it would be important to consider it without prejudice, because it is true that maybe it's not for everybody. That maybe some people can say, "No, I don't think that I need this." But I would love to encourage people who are thinking about doing this to rethink about volunteering without this kind of prejudice we were talking before about wasting the time or stopping the life. So maybe this can give them like a different point of view and make them able to make them choice without all this pressure, and being able to understand if there is something that they are willing to do or maybe not. There is not a good or bad answer. It's about choices, it's about ourselves, it's about what I want to do in my life. But I would really love to encourage people to think about this without this prejudice, to feeling free to say, I want to do this. And it's not a waste of time because I'm doing it for it. And this comes also for the other side, thinking about it's okay if I don't want to do this because I reflected about this and I just have other plans. So each life is different. It's each person has different backgrounds and different desires, and it's okay to choose the one who best fits our needs. So I don't know, I was just thinking about how to see things to make genuine choices without being so influenced by other people's thoughts or maybe prejudice or society pressure. So just this.
I completely agree. And I have a question for us. Okay. What do you think? Can volunteering or going abroad deepen our understanding of ourselves and about the world around us?
Of course, yes, it can, but it sometimes it may not. I believe, because it really depends during that experience what you are doing. If your volunteering is in the same place that you are living, the environment doesn't change, and so on. So it can be like not that much of the deepening. But if it is in some different environment with different people, and you will be open to explore, then for sure it should deepen. The question is how deep, but that's not the question that you asked. So
Yeah, but definitely, I mean, how can it do it? Does it like in a in a lot of different ways. First of all, like just getting to know the society. If of course if you're volunteering in another place, just getting to know the society, because like we work with European mobility programs, right? And I think volunteering is like the best way, because with when you're volunteering, you are working with people from the place. Your colleagues are going to be people from the place. You're going to be living in the city, so in another mobility programs, maybe you are as a student, you are just hanging out with another students. But when you're volunteering, you're seeing the society and you're seeing some of the real problems of the society. And of course, and with their good things and bad things, there are some things that you may like and you may take home with you. Some ways of doing things or thinking, and some things that you just don't like or you just don't agree. And that's also part of the experience, right? The seeing different things that we may not like, but having our own criticism and seeing what's good for us and what not.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I see the point that Tadas is making, that yeah, there is possibility that you will not, if you are very close and you do not reflect and you put yourself in front of four walls, do what you already know what to do, maybe you will not learn or nothing about yourself or the world around. But I think whether you are experiencing the best time of your life as you are volunteering and you are learning new skills and realize your potential, or maybe you will find your weak points, that maybe you are lacking some skills, maybe the skills to deal with people, maybe the skills to deal with your tough emotions, or you struggle to blend in. But either way, you get this information for you. You have this information, and you can do whatever you want. You can judge society for that they are not accepting you the way you are, the way you are. Or maybe you can take it out, okay, I know this about myself, that it's for me it's hard to make new friends, or maybe I don't know how to build a proper proposition or do a presentation or anything else that you are volunteering about. So I think it is a great opportunity to learn something about yourself.
Yeah, that's what you talked. It's about probably going out of your comfort zone. And in that place you can learn, in that place you can explore what new you can learn and improve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think we talked a lot, but we are not volunteers. So I think now it would be a great chance to listen to some of the volunteers. The first one is Anna. Maybe Luisa can say something about Anna because she knows her better.
Yes, of course. Anna she just came back from her volunteering project in Italy. So she decided to share her opinion with us because she was a volunteer and she really enjoyed her experience.
Okay, let's
So let's
listen
hear
to
it.
it.
I think that some people think that volunteer means stopping your life because they don't have the conscious about how productive could be for your future. The first thing, because you're gonna improve your English and it's really useful for your work, for your job normally. Also, you have the opportunity to learn another language, so this is also amazing. And I think it's because we have this social pressure that you need to work uh, to like you need to work for money to live, and we don't have the conscious about how important it is to discover new ways of job, for example, like to work in another places or to help another community. I think, yeah, it's mostly because of this, because we have this pressure of other generations also that we need to work constantly and we can only travel in the holidays.
So what I heard was a very valid point, that you just, why would it be feel like it's a waste of time? Because you just don't know what is waiting for you. They just don't know.
I heard that there was some very similar things, or even the same things that we were talking before, what Anna said. Um,
Yeah, the pressure, right, from the society, that we feel like that if we are not either earning money or starting to earn money in the future, we feel like that we are losing our time. And yeah, of course, I think that's one of the main struggles for the people to decide to take the jump and start with a volunteering project. So yeah, I think it's fair enough, and let's see, let's hope that with this podcast we can encourage people to break that fear.
Yes, of course. Also because Anna was talking about a kind of learning process that you embrace when you are volunteering abroad. And the learning process is always going on, it's never stopping. Because in the moment well, I think that we are always in a learning process and that we are always learning from everything that is surrounding us. But I think it got like amplified when we live an experience like volunteering abroad, because we are also going to learn faster, because as you were saying before, you are in another environment, new colleagues in another country, so you are also testing yourself and learning if it is English, as Anna was saying, or it is the volunteering job you are doing abroad, or this is just how to have a SIM card in a foreign country. This is learning process too. The first time I went abroad, sometimes I was struggling for easy things. That sometimes, and now if I think about this, I think, wow, you were seriously like struggling for a new phone number, because it's true. The first time you go abroad, you just learn a lot from these little things that at the beginning they sounds like the biggest mountain you have to climb. So how do I call? Oh, I should use the prefix. Okay, so yes, the learning process is always going on, but it's bigger when you're embracing some experiences like those.
Yeah, and those simple experiences, I believe, is even you can better notice it when you are leaving your parents' home and the first time you are living on your own in different country. Then like those simple things like cleaning dishes on the flat and so on. It's like you can okay understand that it's not clean by itself and so on. Some simple things like making food and so on.
True.
Yeah.
You go abroad,
True.
you meet new people, and you realize how weird your country is. Some of the traditions.
Yeah, then you get the context in which you are living.
And we also asked the second question of Anna.
So
In,
Luisa.
yes, we asked in which way do you think that this, so a volunteering project, could be productive or either unproductive? So we are coming back to the production topic we were talking about before.
Okay, let's hear it.
And I think could be really productive if you think you need to go out from your comfort zone, because at the end this is experience that could help you to discover new friends and yeah, discover another ways of living. And I think this is amazing, like it's really productive. I don't know, like in my opinion, volunteering literally changed my life, changed my path in life, and could be unproductive if you don't have this vision about where is your focus. Like if you go there because you are trying to escape from your country, of course I think it's unproductive. But if you go there with a focus, like I want to learn a language, or I want to create new connections, or I want to, I don't know, like learn another language or change my job or something like this, I think it's really productive to volunteer, to learn new things.
So I heard what I have said before. It was very similar. So I agree that if you have a mission, if it follows your values and your plan, so the volunteering experience is very useful. But if you're running away, as Anna said, it could be not useful.
Yeah, that's something that we also say to our volunteers when they are starting in this process, right? When they're about to get selected, when they're applying. to have the you know, at least not some motivations that they are not correct. So for example, that thing, like if you have a problem and you want to run away from it, the problem is not going to disappear. The problem is going to still be there. You're going to be in another place and you will not be able to enjoy the experience. Also, of course, another things that are not the proper motivation is, you know, if you only the only thing you want to do is to learn a language, for example. Maybe you want to learn a language, but there should be something more to it, right?
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Even because it is always much more. And we always say this: you are going to expect something, you are going to find out 10 more. So you're thinking about, I'm going to do something, and after you discover new words, and maybe you were not expecting to have new friends, and you will be and your best friend will be living in another country or on the other side of the world than you, and maybe before you were never imagining something like this, but it can happen. And you learn a lot also by saying goodbye. And it's hard, this too. It can be hard to say goodbye to your family when you are going abroad, and maybe it can be hard to say goodbye when you're coming back. So it is important to understand what it can mean to you and be ready to embrace these experiences, also knowing that sometimes you are going to miss some parts of other lives. The first time I went abroad, I was thinking about, I'm going to be away from my mother, and it's true. And now that I'm living abroad, every time I see my mother, I see her like growing up, and it's strange that this is part of the game sometimes. And I don't know, it's something difficult, and you have to be ready to embrace a journey like this, because as Antonio was saying before, you can't run away from things, because these things will chasing you even if you are going to volunteering in, I don't know, in Norway from Madrid. It can be very big distance, but sometimes fears can chase you even if you are away. So it is important to make a good choice and be ready to embrace the change.
And speaking about the applying process and everything, I think we have another recording from a person that is applying.
Yes, a very enthusiastic person. She's called Eva, and we asked her two questions, and we asked her what does she thinks about people thinking about the volunteering means stopping life for a year, and we also think how applying and participating in a volunteering project can be productive or either unproductive. And this would
So
be,
basically, the same questions as before, right?
yes, but it would be a different point of view,
Okay.
because
Okay. Okay.
before we were listening to the experience of a person who already embraced the journey, but and now we are talking with an enthusiastic person who is applying to the volunteering, so she's willing to go, and she's deciding to starting this experience. So let's hear what she was telling us.
All right.
Yes. Let's hear Eva.
Perhaps many people think that it's stopping life because since we were children, we have been educated to follow a rhythm of life in which we have to study and work, which is why they see volunteering as something that goes beyond the established lifestyle. However, from my point of view, volunteering gives you life experience and helps you to develop new skills such as communication, listening, and problem solving skills. On the other hand, it helps you to get out of your comfort zone and gives you new learnings. From my personal opinion, it could be unproductive if you do volunteer work where you are not comfortable with the team or maybe with the activity you must do. However, I see volunteering as something productive in many ways because you are providing help and receiving learning experiences and a skill that can be useful in your daily life. Also, It's a way to see different realities, help those who need it, and share what you have. I think that all of this makes you grow as a person and be able to have an open mind. On the other hand, if you do international volunteering, it also gives you the opportunity to learn about new cultures and different points of view.
So what I thought interesting about this, about the first recording of Eva, it's about how even maybe without knowing it, because she's in the process that she's still applying and didn't do her project yet. She's talking about how the volunteering develops all these soft skills. I think she was talking about the problem solving, and another too few, but like definitely, they are the soft skills that also within the European Solidarity Corps they are saved in the Youth Pass, in this certified in this document that we will talk about in another podcast, I'm sure. But yeah, about how the soft skills that the volunteering develops in people. And also, I would like to add that just not only the soft skills what the volunteering develops, also hard skills like what when the volunteers are applying through us for projects, we always encourage them to pick projects that are related with the things that they want to do in the future. So, if you have studied education, for example, and you want to work with kids, so probably you should pick a volunteering that is about working with kids. If you want to do something with sports, something with sports, because then of course the soft skills base you will have it always there. But if that experience will add a lot more if it's something that you really care about.
And of course, because it's important to choose activities that you really love. I
Hmm.
always say this when I'm talking to future volunteers applying. Question like, do you really like this? Is this related to your interest? Is this something you would like to deeper to learn? Because you are doing to do this 5 days per week for a year. And we were talking about times, and times can fly away, but times can go very slow when we don't like what we are doing. So what we really say to people who are going to apply for volunteering project is to be ready to embrace the experience, but choose the one who really fits their not only needs, because it can be a need to have an experience in the fields you would love to apply in your future job. But I think that the most important thing is to choose something that you really enjoy, because there is nothing that is more amazing that enjoying what we are doing every day and saying, okay, I'm doing this, I like this, I'm learning new things, I'm going to use this in my future. Maybe not, but it's going to give me something. So I'm really enjoying this, because 1 year can go really slow if we don't pick the right projects. That's going to be true. So it's important to understand that listening to our heart, it's important. Listening to our feeling and also the instinct, and say, oh, I think this can be the right place for me, because I think that I fit in this volunteering. This is a good point to start when we are going to choose our new adventure, if we can call it like this.
I agree with you, Lisa, and I remembered some people that I have talked with that had this love or excitement for some activities, but then there were some people that didn't have like what they wanted to do, just to be on the phone, on computer, like nothing exciting. And what I was thinking to also say for the listeners, that if you don't feel that you want something, so don't go for 1 year for volunteering, but just try something new, let's say for part of the day, and so on. So for a week, or like step by step, and then you can just explore. Because if you will not, sometimes for you to understand what you love to do, you really need to do something to feel it.
I completely agree with all of you. I think we have so many ideas and so many thoughts about this short question. Is it productive? Is it worth to stop? We're speaking for quite some time. So maybe we can say our final thoughts as we discussed more about this.
Yes, I have one final thought. During this episode, two things came up. One is the fear of taking this step, of having embarking in this adventure. And other thing was that it's true that oneself has to do something to take advantage of all the opportunities that the volunteering has. What we said about if you're not focused, or you may not take advantage of everything. And for this, for anyone here listening to us now, they should know that during the volunteering, we have what we call the support systems, um, in which all the volunteers, they have a tutor, they have a mentor. That is a key figure in all this volunteering process, that will be there for them. And well, of course, it's basically our job. So I can't keep from saying how we are part of this volunteering process, right? We are here to counsel people, to we are not always here to say that they're right, but we are going to listen to them, and we are trying to help them to make the most of their experience.
And most importantly, so you wouldn't feel alone there. You're not your own to survive there in the foreign environment. There is a system for you. That's very nice.
I think this is a really good point that came out. Thank you, Antonio, because I think that it's important to understand that you're not going to be alone, that you are supported. And I think this is important because this can encourage even more people who are maybe um, shy or less confident, and maybe a little bit balancing, am I ready to do this, but I really want to do this, and maybe saying that don't worry, you can do this, it's okay. If you want to do this, you will be supported. You will be supported before, during, after. You have something you can count on, so don't be afraid on making the step, because this step can be one of the most important, or we hope, because it can give you a lot. So don't be stopped because you're not feeling supported, because there is the support and it is here for you. So I think this is really important to point.
Gabriela, you asked the question, like to make the conclusion, I thought about zooming out and what we talked in the podcast, and I really like the to have the big view from the top, and so what I thought that I would recommend for the listeners is to do an exercise. It's not for everyone maybe, but for a lot of people it works, to have more visually presented how your life goes. So just write in the text, you can draw how your life looks like now, and how your life you want to have your life in 1 year, in 5 years, and then think what kind of experiences do you want in your life, and then think in this about this volunteering experience, how can it help. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but just actively think about that. So that's my conclusion.
So what we talked is also that there is a lot of society pressure, and because of that, we might think that maybe we are stopping our lives, but it not necessarily can be so. And we reevaluated what is productive, what is not productive. So I would invite you to question some of the ideas that you have in your head. What is productive for you? What does productivity means such a thing for you? Would it be a stop in your life? And if not, think about these opportunities. I would really like our future sessions to share more about these opportunities and so on. I really hope that by reflecting and questioning that, while embracing your full human emotions, question it with the fears, be with your fear, and go abroad with your fear. Get it to hand in hand, and you can go together. You're not alone. Maybe you are going with your fear, but and you will learn to deal with emotions, any kind of emotions. So I'm hoping by doing that you will find your answers. And for me, it was a very good experience to think about these questions. And I invite you to.
Okay, so goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.